So thank you for coming.
Everybody hear me? I'm Askia Underwood. I work for a firm called Miroma Project Factory. I'm a digital strategist and certified metaverse expert. And I'm sitting with three of the most intelligent humans on earth that are literally building and innovating the spaces around immersive audio, customer experience, acoustic experience, etc. So we're gonna dive in. I'm gonna introduce them, of course. To my immediate right is Mr. David Cortes, and he can tell you his full name if he feels like it. He just shared it with me, and I was like, you can't give me 4 names right now. So I'd love for each of them, as I introduce them, to tell you just 1 quick minute about their background. You'll understand why we are sitting here together and how we are going to kind of run this conversation around interactive AR, MR, VR, etc. Listo?
All right, whoops, there you go. All right, so my name is David Cortes, and I work with Magic Leap. I lead the team that creates plugins for spatial audio. So basically, that's what we do. We create, experiences in any game engine like Unity, Unreal, and so on. And yeah, that would be my 1 minute quick introduction if you want. It's super fast, but yeah, I'm a software engineer, a geek, love audio and music and all those things, and I'm programming, so I guess that's it.
To his right is Brett Gildersleeve of Meta.
Hi, I'm Brett Gildersleeve. I'm a product manager at Meta. The team that I'm on is called XR Audio, and we build immersive audio experiences for XR devices like virtual reality headsets. My background is electrical engineering with a focus in acoustics and audio signal processing, and this is my 18th NAMM show. For many years I designed and built guitar effects pedals, so I've been out on the show floor for like a long time. Yeah, took a bit of a turn in my career to focus on virtual experiences because I think they're super exciting and it's a very, very exciting space to be in.
Brett is amazing. To Brett's right is Dr. Mike Butera.
Hi everyone, I'm Mike. I'm the founder of Artiphon. We design, thank you. We design new musical instruments, experiences for kind of everyone else, not just musicians. And today I'm also going to be talking about a new brand that we're launching called Mini Beats, which is all about AR music and really tapping into the possibilities of virtual interactions with sound and music in ways that let people be creative in their everyday lives, but also it ties back into what we've done with some of our controllers and hardware stuff too. So yeah, we're all really getting along, so I think this is going to be fun.
We were laughing about our session being a little jam session, and I was just sitting there with my brain like exploding with all their terms. We had a really fascinating conversation in a green room. Sometimes you meet people and you connect instantly, and that's kind of what the 4 of us have did me, definitely on the outside. The 3 of them are wildly intelligent, but we were talking about perception. And Dr. Butera made a point about how we all collectively have different kind of ideas around the term augmented, the term virtual, the term extended, and that we don't focus enough on the reality piece. So I would love for you, if you could, to start with what you shared about the big R and the little r of reality.
Okay, so I used to be a philosophy professor, so this is fun. If anyone's ever heard of phenomenology, it's the way we kind of study perception and not assuming a real world is out there, but just saying, hey, what are we actually experiencing right now? And working on even science through that kind of lens. Even Descartes was a phenomenologist, anyway. So thinking about the R in all of these acronyms, the idea of this sort of big R is that world that's actually out there, that we assume is out there. But a little r might be what we're experiencing it to be, what we believe it is right now. And I think, however we're going to talk about this today, we're probably talking more about the little r's that we can create and synthesize and modify and all that, compared to something like truth or like the big thing. So anyway, it's maybe a metaphysical starting point to the conversation. But.
No, I appreciate that. I hope that made sense for all of you, because I was like, oh, that's a really interesting thing. I sell these things all the time and nobody ever said that. So it was really great. I work in marketing, so we talk a lot about the storyteller and how immersive experiences are supposed to help visually depict and immerse an audience in a specific thing, whatever it is. So can we start with trends and innovations, if that's okay? In the use of a storytelling, the use of audio for storytelling. I'll start with you, Brett. Tell us about the best immersive experience you've seen so far.
Oh, wow. Many to choose from. Maybe instead of picking a specific example of an experience, I'll kind of extract some common elements of them. I think virtual reality, and by extension augmented and mixed reality, have a great opportunity to kind of transport a person to another place, to another experience that maybe they wouldn't be able to have otherwise. And people tend to focus, I think, on the visual elements of these all the time, right? You're in another environment, you see things around you that aren't really there. It's kind of like a cornerstone of a virtual reality experience. But the three of us up here, I think, being focused on audio, we think about what's the sonic experience like? What do you hear around you? Are there ambient sounds? Is there any sort of like interactive sounds that convince you that this alternate reality is actually something that's kind of real to you in that moment? So I would think of, for example, of spatial audio, maybe some ambient noise around you. You hear sounds in this virtual room, and it sounds as if they're in that room because you're modeling the acoustics and the way that those sounds reverberate in that space. And to me, something that doesn't exist yet, but kind of like the ultimate version of this experience would be maybe talking to a virtual representation of a friend or a family member who's maybe in real world thousands of miles away, but they appear to you in this room with you, and it sounds, not only does it look like they're there with you, but it sounds like they're there with you. That creates real human connection, and I think sound is a huge part of that.